I swear I've made a video about this before. I remember filming it, posting it, watching it. It's been there for years, but for the life of me, not only can I not find it on my YouTube channel, I can't find it on my external hard drive. I can't find any evidence of it ever existing. Am I going crazy? Was it really just an old blog post on my LiveJournal account? At any rate, it's gone. I'm doing it over, and I'm doing it better. When I was 4 years old, my brother and I watched a movie on TV about a kid arriving in a new town and having something stolen from him by a man in plaid. He befriends another kid who turns out to be the leader of a gang of boy detectives. Together, they track down the thief and get the item back. The scenes of the detective leader bringing the new kid through all of the secret passageways of the town to meet the other members of the detective group really stuck with us. We used to take a big blanket, crumple it into a ball, and drop it on the floor. This landed in a way as to create a mountain-type structure full of sloping grooves made from the folds of the blanket. My brother and I would then find hiding places in it for our marbles and have them pop out and roll down the grooves to try to find each other. In our minds, we were playing boy detectives, exploring the hidden passageways we had created. Decades went by and I never saw this film again, didn't know the name of it, and couldn't find anyone that had ever heard of it. The only other things I could remember about it was that someone was carrying a big suitcase, and I thought that it might be a British film because there were European accents and locations. Then in 1998, I typed the description of it into an online Usenet group about British films, and within a few hours, I got a response that said it sounded like I was describing a book they had to read back in German class in high school called Emil and the Detectives. I quickly typed that into one of the search engines of the day, and up popped an image of a Disney film that looked identical to my memories. It took 20 years since I saw it to find out what it was. And now that I had to find a way to obtain it. I got out Leonard Maltin's movie and video guide to see if it had ever been released on VHS. It had, so I called every Blockbuster in the phone book, and one of them looked into their database and found a store with it that was several hours away from where I lived. I called them, asked them to reserve it for me. I made the drive. I got it, came all the way home, hooked up 2 VCRs together, and recorded a copy for myself. But this was in the days of copy protection on Disney videotapes, and so my copy was orange, it was flipping, full of static, but it was mine. Emil and the Detectives was a German novel by Erich Kästner, published in 1929. It was first published in English in 1931, has never been out of print, and has been translated into 59 languages. There was a German film made of it in 1931, a United Kingdom remake in 1935, and a West German remake in 1954. But it's the 1964 Walt Disney production that mattered to me. I have the set of lobby cards from that film. Here's one of them in a frame. Isn't this beautiful? In 1965, Gold Key Comics put out their adaptation, which I have here. So how did I see this film on television? Well, in 1978, it was split into 10 parts and aired from May 2nd through June 1st as part of the new Mickey Mouse Club, where it was retitled The Three Skrinks. I don't know how many parts of the film I saw over the course of that year, but I do remember the first episode, and I remember the last. So maybe the new Mickey Mouse Club was a show that we regularly watched back then. In 1986, it was released on VHS, but I wouldn't know that because I didn't even know the name of the film. But that's the rare copy I had to track down 12 years later. I only saw it once while I was recording my copy, and the copy I kept afterwards was pretty much unwatchable. I think I only watched it once after that. But in 2011, it was released on DVD, and that's when I bought it, on September 9th. It's interesting in that the film is full frame and not widescreen. I haven't seen any evidence to whether it was actually in widescreen in the theater, but I'm just glad I finally have it. Voila! In 1934, 5 years after the original novel, Erich Kästner published the sequel, Emil and the Three Twins. I got my copies in 2012, the year after I got the DVD, and that's when I read them and made that possibly elaborate blog post with photos and video that my brain might be turning into the memory of a YouTube video. I'm not sure. And in 1978, when it was playing on television in the new Mickey Mouse Club, Disney put out The Detective Book featuring Emil and the Detectives. And as you can see, it's full of these wonderful watercolor paintings. Brian Russell was the actor that played Emil Tischbein, and he had been in Bye Bye Birdie the year before with Dick Van Dyke and Anne Margaret. He died in 2016 at the age of 63. And Gustav, the head of the detective agency and my favorite character, was played by Roger Mobley, a child actor who grew up to be a Green Beret in Vietnam and then later an undercover narcotics officer. And he's still alive at the age of 76. I'd love to meet him. So I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you next time.